Hello, Dallas fans. I am Coach Esperancer, coach of your Dallas Staryu, and this is our Week 4 Team Builder video for our match against the Atlanta Braviaries. This is our first of two interdivision matches, and Atlanta has a very scary looking sand team. I'm not very confident that we can overcome, but we'll see. I do have a plan, and I hope that it pays off. So going into Atlanta's team, they have Mega Tyranitar, Excadrill, Thunderous Therian, Gliscor, Togekiss, Umbreon, Aggron, Braviary, Executor, and Weezing. Now, part of what makes Atlanta's team so scary is Atlanta's main offensive core, which is Mega Tyranitar and Excadrill. Mega Tyranitar, if it's fully offensive, it hits like a truck. With the Sandstream, since it's a rock type, it has an increased 50% special defense, so my special moves aren't going to land. And really my only hopes of one-hit KOing are going to be with stab fighting moves from Emboar or from Cobalion. So that is something I'm going to have to play around. I do need to take out that Tyranitar because Mega Tyranitar also allows Excadrill to be very effective. With the Sand Rush, it will outspeed everything on my team, even if I Scarf, because Sand Rush, it doubles Excadrill's speed, not times 1.5 like what the Scarf does. So I have to play around that. I have to be careful what Pokemon I kill and with whom, because I do not want to be stuck in a situation where Excadrill punches holes through my team because it still has 3 turns of sand up after I make a kill. That's not an ideal situation. Also with the sand, it makes Focus Sashes very, very difficult to use because of the chip damage from the sand. I'd really only be able to use it on Cobalion and Nidoking, and I don't really want to run it on either. So we'll see. Defensively, his defensive wall core, I would expect him to bring Gliscor and Weezing to this match. Now in his first 2 matches, he brought Gliscor and Umbreon. And he's been able to use it fairly well, I guess. He did lose 1 match with them. But in this case, Weezing is going to be very difficult for my team to break down on the physical side. I am bringing a lot of physical attackers because that's the best way to actually deal with the Mega Tyranitar. But Weezing is going to be very difficult. With Levitate, I can't even hit it with Earth Power or Earthquake. So my only hope of a super effective hit is Psychic, and Cresselia has better things to do than run offensive Psychic on Weezing. So we'll have to see. Also, Gliscor is fairly difficult to take down. Hopefully I can catch it off guard with an Hidden Power Ice or an Ice Punch. But, you know, it's there and it can definitely do a lot of things to me. Now, for the last 2 slots, you know, I think it's a toss-up between Thunderous Therian, Togekiss, and Braviary. I do think Thunderous Therian is coming for sure. Thunderous Therian is fairly difficult for me to take care of, and if it's got a Scarf, it's going to be quite devastating. But even without one, it does outspeed the majority of my team, except for Mega Pinsir, Miss Magus, and Cobalion. And I'm not even bringing Mega Pinsir or Miss Magus this week. So I have to be careful because it can do a lot to me. Luckily, I do have things that can switch into Thunderous Therian and wall it fairly well. But I do have to be careful because it can also nasty plot and things like that. Togekiss is definitely an option, and it could either be a bulky Togekiss or it could even be a Choice Scarf Togekiss. Either way, it's going to be difficult for me to take down. I don't have much that can hit it super effectively. I do have Iron Head from Cobalion. I can Flash Cannon with Hydreigon, but either way, I'm not going to be OHKOing it if it's bulky. And if it's Choice Scarf, it can do a lot of damage to, say, Emboar. It'll outspeed a Choice Scarf Emboar, so that's a little bit of a concern. There's also the concern of Terraflinching. He has run Terraflinching on his Togekiss in his first 2 games. He used it very effectively in his first game against San Diego, and that's something to look out for, because a Terraflinching Togekiss can be very annoying to deal with, and it can definitely cause it can cause the tide of the battle to go in Atlanta's favor. But what I'm really scared of is actually Choice Scarf Braviary. Choice Scarf Braviary can absolutely destroy my team if it's packing the right coverage. Now, if it's Scarf, it's going to be locked into one move. But even so, Braviary does have very high physically offensive stats, and it's bulky enough that I'm going to have a hard time outgoing it, especially with what I'm scarfing to outspeed it. So we're going to have to work around that. But I think that the team that I built can work together to overcome these challenges. The three that I don't think Atlanta's going to bring, I don't think he's going to bring Executor. While it's possible it can switch into certain things, it just gets destroyed by so many things on my team that I doubt he's going to bring it this match. I don't think this is the match for Executor to come out. I don't think Aggron's going to come, but if Aggron does come, I highly doubt he's going to bring Mega Tyranitar, because Atlanta already has a very good fighting weakness. So adding Aggron to the mix is just another fighting weakness for his team, and I don't think he's going to bring that with Mega Tyranitar. But we could see. If he does bring it, I would expect a Mold Breaker Excadrill, because I do have Levitators on my team, and a Choice Scarf Excadrill could also be effective. Maybe even as effective as a Sandrush Excadrill. We'll have to see. I don't think he's going to bring Umbreon, even though he has taken a liking to it in the past, because of that fighting weakness. I do have a lot of Pokemon on my team that can hit very hard with fighting type attacks. Emboar and Cobalion for sure, but even Hydreigon or Elvis, the Nidoking, or Mega Pinsir can hit very powerful superpowers in close combats. So he's got to watch out for that. It's not very easy to wall against a super effective superpower in close combat. Okay, so let's get into my team. Okay, so I am planning to lead off with Blue Musketeer, the Cobalion. And the reason is because I think that my opponent is going to lead off with Mega Tyranitar. But if he leads off with something else, I could possibly set up a substitute. If he leads off with a Gliscor to set up Stealth Rocks, maybe I set up a substitute. But I want to try to get a free substitute off the bat, because it's going to allow me to whittle down my opponent's team right from the get-go. Mega Tyranitar is not going to want to stay in, because he has to know that close combat will OHKO, unless he's maximum HP, maximum defense, which I don't think he's going to be. I think he's going to be maximum attack. Whether it's maximum speed or maximum HP remains to be seen. But that's what I think. But that will allow me to set up a substitute. If he does Dragon Dance with Mega Tyranitar, close combat will kill. Even though he'll break the sub and Excadrill can come in, I will at least take care of that Mega Tyranitar, and then I don't have to worry about the sand for the rest of the match. Or if he switches out into Gliscor, Hidden Power Ice will 2-hit KO a physically defensive Gliscor, and 3-hit KO a specially defensive. But even if it's specially defensive, it will take a significant amount of damage, and I'm not sure he's going to want to do that. He's certainly not going to want to try to set up Stealth Rocks if he switches into Gliscor when he knows I have a substitute up. If he goes into Weezing, I can Iron Head. If I get a flinch, then that's good. I can at least do about 50% before I have to switch out to avoid the Flamethrower. But each Iron Head will do between 23 and 30% to a fully physically defensive Weezing. And all I need to do is whittle that down. Now I have to be careful because Pain Split is a thing. Maybe I set up a substitute if I expect a Pain Split, because it'll block it, and then I can Iron Head some more. But I do have to be careful because Flamethrower does do a little more damage to this Cobalion than I would like. But we are running close combat, Iron Head, Hidden Power Ice, and Substitute. A Jolly Nature with 200 base speed. This will allow me to outspeed a timid or jolly Thunderous Therian that's not Scarfed, which might come in handy. It's not exactly a big threat to Thunderous Therian, but it could possibly come in handy if Thunderous Therian is whittled down sufficiently enough that Blue Musketeer can take him out. I will be able to outspeed naturally. And we have leftovers so we can recover some of that substitute damage that I'll be taking. Moving on, we have Calcifer. Calcifer the Embor. This week I am running a Choice Scarf. I'm running a Choice Scarf because with this set, I can hit a sufficient number of Pokemon on my opponent's team and outspeed them. We are running Adamant so that we can hit as hard as possible. That is what we need to do. With 224 speed, what that enables me to do is it enables me to outspeed a non-Choice Scarf positive-natured Thundurus. And Flare Blitz will absolutely OHKO it. No questions asked. And that's what I need. And the rest of it in HP just for bulk. We are running the Reckless Nature because that is what you do with Embor. You want that Flare Blitz to do as much damage as possible. And Flare Blitz, Superpower, Iron Head, and Sucker Punch. Superpower will OHKO the Mega Tyranitar. It'll also OHKO the Excadrill, but I have to be careful because I won't outspeed it in the sand. Flare Blitz also does, but yeah. Iron Head is mostly for the Togekiss. I can do quite a number on that Togekiss, something like 80%. So that could come in handy, and there's always a chance for flinches on something that switches in. I'm running Iron Head mostly because it's a good middle ground play. Even the Mega Tyranitar will take a hefty amount of damage from that Iron Head, and it could possibly whittle something down if I'm not sure if my opponent's going to switch in, or stay in, or switch. And we're running Sucker Punch, because if I can get my opponent's team down to Sucker Punch range, which for most Pokemon not named Mega Tyranitar is around 30%, I can clean up with Sucker Punch. And it's priority, so I don't even have to worry about Excadrill outspeeding me in the sand. That's the thing. Moving on, we have our captain, Hydreigo the Hydreigon. Now I'm also running a Choice Scarf on Hydreigon because Choice Scarf Braviary scares the life out of me. Even Choice Scarf Togekiss scares the life out of me. And I need to be able to hit this thing hard, and I have no idea why we have Body Slam on here. It's supposed to be Flash Cannon. But anyways, we are running 212 speed so that we can outspeed a Choice Scarfed base 80. That's what we need him to do. That's what Hydreigo is here for. And hit it very hard, at least hard enough that I can get it down to where I can Sucker Punch the Pokemon in question to death. And we are running Dark Pulse, Surf, Focus Blast, and Flash Cannon. Focus Blast will do between 70 and 90% to a Mega Tyranitar if it's maximum HP invested, and it has a chance to OHKO a non-HP invested Mega Tyranitar. But I have to be careful. I have to ask myself, do I want to risk a miss? Because that's what it's going to come down to. 70% is a good miss chance, actually. 30% to miss. Not really what I like to do, but it's what I need to do. I was thinking of running Superpower, but if I don't run any attack investment and I don't want to, it will only do about 50% to Mega Tyranitar, and I needed it to do more. So I had taken a chance on the Focus Blast. Surf, because my opponent has almost nothing that can switch into a water-type attack. Granted, Mega Tyranitar in the sand will only take about 30% because of the special defense bonus from the sand. Yeah, that's the thing. I have Flash Cannon for the Togekiss. It will do quite a number. It is a 2-hit KO on Togekiss. If it switches in, then I can kill it. And we have Dark Pulse. Even though he has plenty of things that resist Dark Pulse, it is good for the Weezing. I don't want Weezing to wall me. It's also good for the Gliscor. And we have the chance for a flinch. It could come in handy. Who knows? Next up, we have Zeppelin the Zapdos. Zeppelin is going to be my special wall this week. We are running it with leftovers, and we have maximum HP, or at least maximum to give me an odd number of HP for Stealth Rock's damage, maximum special defense, and innate defense, with Volt Switch, Hidden Power Ice, Roost, and Tailwind. Now, Hidden Power Ice will 2-hit KO Thundurus, unless it's bulky, which who runs a bulky Thundurus? He's got to run. He can't really run HP investment in Thundurus anyways because he's got to be able to outspeed certain things on my team. So he has to have a certain amount of speed investment. I'd be very surprised if we have a bulky Thundurus with max HP. But who knows? It will still 2-hit KO the offensive spread. And I can switch into it and wall it enough to be able to win that battle. I have Volt Switch, but I have to be careful because Thunderous Therian can recover his HP from Volt Switch. But if Thunderous Therian's out of the way, my opponent has nothing else other than the Excadrill and the Gliscor, and Gliscor is not going to want to take a Hidden Power Ice, and the Excadrill's got to fear a Heat Wave unless he's in the sand, in which case I'm going to Tailwind first anyway so that I can outspeed regardless. We are running Tailwind exactly for that reason, so that I can switch into one of my more offensive mons, such as Emboar, or Nidoking, or even Hydreigon or Cobalion, and I can outspeed things like Excadrill, I can outspeed Choice Scarf base 80s, I can even outspeed Choice Scarf Thundurus if I need to. Tailwind is there to double my speed, and it could come in clutch. In fact, I think it will. And Roost for recovery, because I need to preserve this thing for the Tailwind. It's going to be important for winning this week. The Tailwind also goes into my next Pokemon, Moonshine, which is my physical wall, and it is holding the eject button. And I am running the eject button this week because it's going to allow me to set up the Tailwind and then get a clean switch into one of my offensive Pokemon. I can switch into Moonshine to take a hit and then have a clean switch into something like Nidoking or Emboar, and I can do massive amounts of damage to my opponent's team, punching holes through it. That's what I need Cresselia here for. We are running Ice Beam, we're running Thunder Wave, Moonlight, and Lunar Dance on our Moonshine this week. Ice Beam, my opponent has 5 Ice-type weaknesses, including Gliscor, which is a 4 times weak. I think it's going to come in handy. That's why I'm running the Ice Beam. We're running Thunder Wave because if I kill something with Cresselia, or even if I just bring it in, Mega Tyranitar can freely set up on Cresselia, and I have to be wary of that. Thunder Wave will allow me to slow Mega Tyranitar down if it tries to set up Dragon Dances. Now, my opponent has shown in his first 2 matches that he really likes trying to set up and sweep. That's how he plays. In fact, he gets really greedy about it. So that's why I built my team this way, so that I can, slow things down like the Mega Tyranitar. I can even stay in and hit it very hard to try to avoid that sweep. Because if I let Mega Tyranitar set up, that's not going to be pretty for me. I don't think I'll win if he sets up, because he can run train through my team with Stone Edge and Crunch. Just not very good for me. And Superpower, or even Earthquake. But I can take a Crunch with this. It will do about 30% maximum defense. I have Moonlight for recovery, but in the sand it's only going to recover 25%, so I have to be wary of that. And I do have Lunar Dance because it does give me another opportunity to get a clean switch into something, which could come in handy later on. We'll see. And finally, we have Elvis. Elvis is the Pokemon that I am hoping to sweep with. It is running coverage for everything. We have Poison Jab, Superpower, Ice Punch, and Sucker Punch. Well, it's running coverage for everything except for Weezing, and I have to be wary of that. But I can run coverage for Weezing, so maybe Weezing doesn't switch in. Who knows? We'll see. But it is Sheer Force, Life Orb, with 252 attack, Adamant, and 224 defense. This is because I'm expecting maybe to take a physical hit if necessary, or even switch in on a physical hit. I can at least take one, but we'll see. We're running 32 in speed because that will allow me to outspeed a Choice Scarf Thundurus Therian in the Tailwind. That's the idea there. But Poison Jab, which OHKOs Togekiss any day of the week. Superpower, which also OHKOs Mega Tyranitar any day of the week as long as I'm not -1. Ice Punch, which OHKOs Gliscor and does a hefty amount on many of my other opponent's mons, including Thundurus Therian. And Sucker Punch, because it's another opportunity to possibly sweep up if I can whittle my opponent's team down to Sucker Punch range. In fact, with the Life Orb, Nidoking Sucker Punch will do more than Emboar Sucker Punch, so it's something to keep in mind. But that is my team. Now you'll notice I am not bringing Mega Pinsir this week. No Sir Nick Pinch this week, and the reason why is because my opponent has so many things that can kill Mega Pinsir, and has so many things that can set up Stealth Rocks, and so many things that can remove it, that I don't think it's worth it bringing Mega Pinsir. I think he's just going to come and die this week if I brought him. So I did not bring him. I'm also not bringing any Stealth Rocks myself or any way of removing it because his team, other than Thunderous and Braviary, doesn't mind Stealth Rocks so much. And I'm trying to build my team this week. This team that I'm bringing this week doesn't really mind Stealth Rocks very much either. So I don't care about Stealth Rocks, and I'm not even going to try to set him up or defog him away. But I hope that this team prevails. I am actually very nervous about this match. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it, but we will see. Ladies and gentlemen, a new Staryu is rising. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. Please subscribe and leave your comments down below. Tell me what you think. I want your feedback. I am Coach Esperancer, and I will see you this Sunday for Sunday Night Pokemon.